reasons that I didn't join the NRA because I didn't feel as comfortable around, especially down here,
Right.
with the folks who were touting the NRA. You get what I mean? So when I found out, and I just found this out recently about your guys' group, the National African
African American
American
Gun Association.
Gun
Yes.
Association.
Mm-hmm.
Like
Nice.
I was like, okay, now we
Right.
talking.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And not that I'm not racist or anything
Right.
like that.
Exactly,
But
bro.
it's about comfortability. If I'm gonna be around other folks with the same kind of weaponry that I have,
Right.
I want to be comfortable.
Right.
And, you know what I'm saying? Like,
And it's something. And it's something also, guys, to be proud of. That that you could be trained by someone that looks like you.
True.
Right.
And like you said, TL, it's that comfortability thing that you have because this person looks like me, and we ought to be proud of that. You know what I mean? We ought to be proud of the fact that we have people in our community that are also well trained and respected on both sides.
Nice.
You know what I'm saying? Respected on both sides. So it's not that the NRA or NAAGA is trying to be better than anyone. It's just a group of us coming together to help train our Black and brown people.
Right.
They're not. It's not a prejudice organization. All are welcome to join if they choose so, but they understand that this is built upon the African American experience with firearms in America.
Right.
So
and we also, and I may be wrong about this, but I would think that we would be trained a little bit differently, just because of the I don't want to say privilege, but because of the way we're perceived.
Right.
Right. So
there's an extra layer.
Automatically, a Black man with a gun is a criminal in a lot of folks' eyes. You know what I mean?
And listen,
so
there's
a way. There must be a way that you guys navigate that. That
you explain it. Now, so is that why you said NAAGA is the NRA for Black folk? Is that kind of the reason why you said that?
Yes, that's kind of the reason why I said that. Because listen, the fact of the matter is, we do understand that there's been a lot of unjustified shootings in our community, right? And so we do have to train different. It's not always the same. Like, so I had a police officer come into our chapter and speak to our members, and I wanted our members to engage him and ask him, what should we do when we get stopped? How should we interface with the officer when we get stopped?
Wow.
Tell us what we should do. So we can survive that situation.
Right.
Because sometimes we know a lot of times what happens is if we get stopped and we do the wrong steps, we can find ourselves in big trouble.
Right.
So the officer he told us that. He said, listen, in my 26 years of service, I had an issue with one person who had a license to carry a firearm. And that's because he had to shoot a dog that was attacking him.
Oh, wow.
Everybody else he dealt with was criminals, man.
Right.
It was criminals because they don't, people who have ill will don't go out, get fingerprints, get their photos taken, go get background investigations. They don't do all that stuff,
Right.
So it was.
And another thing is too, when we're stopped with a gun, right? Automatically, they don't know us, and I can understand that they fear for their life or whatever like that.
Right.
But their fear level is already on 10.
Yes.
And once you tell them there's a gun, around, now the fear level is increased.
Right.
So you really have to be able to follow some kind of
an additional protocol, right?
Right? Yes. That man, I'm trying to get home tonight.
Yeah, right. And that's why I make sure I train our people how you interact with law enforcement. I got stopped by the police officer, and he came up to my car. I had my hands on the steering wheel. I said, "Officer, I am a licensed carrier. I am carrying. It's on my right hip. How would you like me to proceed?"
Nice.
He said, "Thank you very much. I appreciate that."
Wow.
And I had no issue. I ain't had no issue.
He asked you for your license and your
I gave him my license.
And all
I gave him my license and everything. I gave everything to him. He said my gun license wasn't needed. He appreciated me being honest with him. Went back, gave me a warning, let me go.
Wow. It sounds like, even the way you explain that though, Jarrell, it sounds like a lot of it is being humble. Even in the article it talked about. I'm not sure who said it, but someone said that if they were to witness something, their first goal is to be able to get out.
That's right.
So really, the gun is just protection, really, for you to not get caught up in something that you don't want to get caught up in.
Right.
You know, but the goal is still, like Tail just said, to get out and to get home safely. So, and even listening to the way that you responded, you really humbled yourself. You know, you humbled yourself and said, okay, you know what? Your authority. Yes. I respect that. You know, I'm carrying, and then you proceeded.
That's exactly right.
So I guess
there's situations where you can't control how you know the officer. It depends on where you are.
Yes, that's
correct. It depends on the circumstances.
That is correct.
And the mindset of the officer.
You know what I mean? The mindset of the officer. So there's a lot of moving parts.
Yes.
Other than, you know, us doing what we need to do.
Yes.
You know what I mean? There's also, you know, a criteria that needs to be met
on their side.
People that are, you know,
bro, it's really unfortunate how we have to move as African Americans and Black and brown people in this country.
Right.
But you know, like I said, that's why I train our people to move a certain way. Like your license, you know, you keep that up in your visor. So you don't have to reach in the glove box for any license, stuff like that. It's in your visor.
Nice.
Also, I'm reaching in my visor to grab my license so I can get this to you.
Wow.
Right.
Nice. Nice.
Things of that nature. So the worst thing you can do is if you get in the traffic stop with a firearm, most of the time they already know you have a license to carry by running your tags. Some states, they know you have a license to carry. So the best thing you can do is not to make subtle movements or let them just find the gun. Just tell them. Keep your hands where you can see them, because officers are trained to watch your hands.
Right.
Keep your hands where you can see them. Officers right here. It's on this side. It's on that side. How would you like to proceed? And if there's two officers that walk up to your car, one might be a senior, one might be a rookie. Rookie might be on the passenger side. Senior might be on the driver's side. Seniors ask you questions. You tell the senior, I have a license to carry a firearm. He says, where's it at? I say, here's on my side. He says, okay, I want you to slowly hand it to me. And I would say at that point, officer, I don't think that's a good idea. I would rather take that, because that rookie officer on the left hand, on the right hand side,
right,
you see you reaching and